Hey everyone, welcome to our channel. My name's Theo.
And I'm Manny.
We're going to be talking about a few topics regarding sci-fi, fantasy, and pretty much any ideas that we come up with. Today we're going to be talking about Multiverse Online, and a few other projects that we're working on. What do you want to talk about today first? Like, what project do you want to focus on?
I was thinking Multiverse Online, specifically the new Velocity comic books we're coming out with.
Well, mostly right now we're still trying to develop the city for that character and also his look. We already kind of came up with the concept art. My brother actually came up with it.
I drew a lot of comic books for the character Velocity, which is a custom character who is a speedster for Multiverse Online. He is fully original, and his character arc is mainly focused on just like all the other heroes in Multiverse Online, the struggles of doing what's right and the consequences
Heroism.
for every choice made.
The struggle of finding a balance between being a hero and being a normal person, but also trying to simply do what's right, even if it comes against his own personal interests. Basically it's a coming of age story. Pretty much most of our characters have a coming of age story of some sort. We have my character Nexus. He is basically kind of like our powerhouse. He's our Superman type character. However, he's a very stark difference between Superman, because in our character Nexus, he has a dark past. He came from not really a struggling family, but his family struggled to accept him for who he was with his abilities, and he was forced to use them in a time of danger. And we will discuss this more later on, but we want to focus more on Velocity. And Velocity's character was one that me and Manny both came up with. His history and his biography and all that. And while we haven't fully captured or fully drawn the comic books for him, we've definitely come up with different concepts over time. I came up with the first one, and it was a bit cheesy, I guess is the best way to put it. How would you put it?
Used a very old design that hasn't been used for a very long time.
It had a lot of padding on it. It wasn't very... I don't know, it just didn't look good, especially when you try to adapt it into a 3D model, and then the 3D model is put into a place like Second Life. Second Life we use as our virtual platform, mostly for... how would you put it? Like, for what reason would we use Second Life for?
Well, because we can't really afford it. We couldn't use any conventional methods.
Yeah.
Like
other graphic designers or people who do graphic art for comics specifically, because although we are practicing and learning ourselves how to create comic book art, it's kind of difficult, and we're not there yet. We will get there one day, but for now we want to, I guess, how would you...
Through whatever means we can, we're trying to develop our own comic book universe, the ones that we always imagined how comic books should have always remained, how they should have been. And
we're very much fans of old classic comics, like from the 90s and a little bit before that, and maybe a little bit in the early 2000s, when they had a focal point on heroism, supernatural power, and responsibility, and things of that nature. I mean, we were big fans of Spider-Man and big fans of Superman, and although we vaguely enjoy Batman or whatever, he's not really our favorite character. He's overdone. I mean, we like him, but he's not something we want to focus on in a style.
Okay, enough of that.
Yeah.
That's other people's work.
Yes.
We're here to talk about our work.
Yes. He's going to keep me on point. I will rant often. But basically what we're hoping to accomplish with these characters is to establish our own multiverse. Our multiverse is going to have characters who are... I guess, like I said, they're going to be struggling characters, people who are facing turmoil, but also learning where their source of their power comes from. The source of their power comes from a character that we call Elyon. It sounds silly when you think of it, but the name Elyon actually derives from the Bible, and the name it means God in the highest. It is literally the creator of all things. So we thought many people relate to God, and we know that many people understand this character. The Bible. People know the Bible, and people who don't, they'll come to know the Word of God through our work, and we're hoping that they'll come to know God Himself. But the focal point of the stories is going to be to inspire hope, instill a little bit of faith, and we're hoping to really just inspire people with our characters and our artwork. But also, we just want to entertain people with positive media and creativity as much as we can. There's actually more characters that we've developed. I think by now we've developed a few hundred characters, and some of them are heroes, some of them are villains. Some of them we've painstakingly taken a lot of time to develop. I mean, a lot of time, years. And it's difficult because sometimes I'm the only one that can work on it. My brother's still learning, right?
Maybe. It's the modeling that is something I just can't understand.
I know. It's not going to be easy. I mean, it takes time. I mean, I'm still not good at it perfectly. I still am learning. I'm still trying to understand 3D model software, Blender mostly. Right now we mostly use Blender and Second Life. But we also use Adobe Photoshop, and because we're using older software, there's not a lot of tutorials. I'm using an older version of Adobe software until we can eventually afford the monthly payment on an actual updated version of Adobe. We're hoping to actually earn a living on what we do, and one day we'll improve on our work. Maybe we'll one day hire people outside of our group. Right now it's just me and my brother, and also we get our help from our sister too. Our sister, she will get involved in the podcast and videos and whatever we do more often soon when she's a bit older. We don't like to include her in everything just yet because she's still growing up and she's still trying to become better at what she does. She's also actually a really great, I can see a great future for her in animation. She has a great future, especially because she loves what we do. She likes joining us whenever we're talking about these things, and like I said, soon we'll have her in our videos, and can't wait for everyone to see and listen to her perspective. But some of the characters that we've developed, we're hoping to really bring them to fruition soon. Velocity mainly, because he's kind of like our flagship character. He was the first one we came up with together as a team. It took time to really flesh out his story and to really come up with his overall design, but not only that, his purpose. Like, what purpose does he have aside from just running? Well, that's the other thing. He has super speed. That's his primary ability. But he's not like the Flash. How would you describe him?
There's a lot to the description of, if you go into the science of how his abilities work, but in reality, when it comes to our characters, the science does not apply. There's no real way to explain how a person survives and also saves people with super speed.
It doesn't end up bare ass by accident.
Yes.
Pardon my language.
And so to start out with the comics, you'll see before he gets super speed, before he becomes.
So you might see some cheeks eventually. No, we're not. We don't want that to be a focal point. But things happen when you're running super speed, and yeah, we want to show as much of that humor as possible because this is real. We're trying to capture what it would be like for heroes in the real world, but also still maintaining a level of ridiculousness that you find in classic comics. We're not going to limit their power solely so that they can be easy to fight or so that they can be lengthy in their fights generally. We want the character to actually have struggle, but we don't want him to be limited. I mean, when we first created the character, we determined that his powers are going to be more than just speed, for one. He has other abilities. Let's start from the smallest one. He is extremely intelligent. It's not really the smallest, but as far as intelligence goes, this for him it's an ability. He is
incredibly smart, a prodigy really at a very young age.
especially in engineering. But
Yes.
he's also good at biochemistry and other forms of sciences. He's kind of a jack of all trades when it comes to science and molecular physics and things like that. But he's also dangerous because he doesn't fully know what he's doing because he's still a kid. That's the other thing. When we created the character, we wanted to ensure that he was a teenage hero. We wanted him to begin with, but he's not going to be some kid who's just acting like a kid. He's not going to be some teenager just being only a teenager. He has responsibilities, and the thing about him is that he has the weight of the world on his shoulders that he shouldn't be taking on. He's trying to put the world's weight on him. He's trying to put all these burdens on himself, and he's going to learn that he can't do that. And he's going to learn where he needs to put his trust and where he needs to find his way. And right now, he's our character. When we developed him, he's basically raised by a single mom, but not by choice. His father was taken from him at a young age. His father died in battle, in war, specifically in the war in Vietnam. And basically, what we're trying to accomplish in telling this story is that he is now thrust into this new world as a child, and then growing up alone, like no manly figure to raise him. His mother had to step up and train him to be a good man, and so he's going to have these struggles as well as others. But there's more things that we're going to be working on aside from that too. One of the things that we've been trying to do is develop a whole city in Second Life, our virtual platform that we use for all our artwork. We use Second Life because of the fact that it's cheap. We don't have to use any real money unless we have to. Like, the only time we've ever had to is in the past, but now we've been able to actually earn an income in Second Life so that it can provide for itself. So whatever money is earned in Second Life through our marketplace store goes back into the sim that we have, the region that we rent. And we continue to design and build new buildings whenever we need them. And we're hoping to finish this city very soon. Our main city in Second Life is called Elite City. It's a semi-modern industrial city. It's got some sci-fi elements that are way more advanced than anything we have today, but there are also some historic elements to tie to old stories that we've told in the past. Anyone who has visited our website or our Facebook page or anything, you'll see old posts of old books that we've written, and we're hoping to turn into graphic novels so that we can tell more stories about the history of our city. And also there's other cities that we're designing in the process as well for other Earths and other realities, as well as alien worlds.
And just some that are just regular cities.
Yes. We have a lot of different things that we're hoping to focus on, but we don't want to be distracted. And the reason why we're doing this is because God gave us the inspiration to create these characters. We don't have these ideas on our own. We listen to the Lord, and He gives us guidance. Oftentimes, it can take us a long time to listen, and sometimes it takes long to just create the work. But that's because we want it to be good the first time around. We don't want to constantly re-release things. And when we do, we want it to be better than ever. And our inspiration is God. And that's all we can say. And granted, not everyone believes in God, and not everyone has to. To enjoy our work, you can just read what we create. Our work is simply inspiring, hopeful, and we're hoping to continue to inspire others and to create media that shares hope, heroism, and so much more. Some of the works that we've created in the past are a bit lengthy. Some of them are, I think we have like 10 books of basically just long Word documents, but they're it's kind of like mini books or mini series that tell the stories of Elite City and its history and how far back it goes. But in reality, there's so much more stories that we can tell that we're hoping to share very soon. We're hoping to sell digital comics online and hopefully earn a living on our work. So we hope that you support our work and that you'll enjoy our channel. We continue to, what we're going to do. We're going to continue creating work and then posting it on our channel. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell icon and just subscribe.
Yes, please subscribe.
Please subscribe. And hit the thumbs up button, please. It would really show support. Have a good day.
Bye.